What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, everybody out there? I know I'm up here a little earlier than what I'm supposed to be, but I was going to jump up here to get a little content going on up here. I'll give everybody a few minutes to pop on in. Today's topic going to be about, let's just give everybody a few minutes to pop on in and we'll get started. I know I was supposed to start this for at 1:30 today. But being that I ain't got nothing to do now, I figured, I'll just jump on here and get some things out the way. And that's that. Hope everybody out there doing what they gotta do. I hope y'all out there doing what y'all gotta do out there. Ain't out there playing around now. You know what I mean? I'm just chilling, you know what I mean? I'm just chilling. Holidays is here. Some people got the holiday spirit, some people don't. Just because I don't got the holiday spirit don't mean the kids don't got the holiday spirit. The kids will always have the holiday spirit. I mean, the kids will always have the holiday spirit, whether you like it or not. So that's one thing, just get used to it, But we're going to move right on into this. Today's topic is going to be about, we're going to speak on how my relationship with Manny Halley, which is Keisha Cole's ex-manager, and was Sean manager, which is Sean ex-manager now. Manny Halley, I know Manny Halley from 1999. It was 1988 or 1990. I had ended up getting arrested and end up going to Rikers Island. I believe I had about I believe they sentenced me to 8 months on Rikers Island. So I was in C-74. They ended up transferring me over to C-76. Got myself situated over at C-76. Then Manny comes in while I was doing my time over at C-76. I remember Manny. I met Manny in C-76. I believe Manny, he had a year or two or less. How I met Manny in the dorm was, when you first in the dorm, you can live in a dormitory. You can live in a dormitory with 99 people and only speak to about 2 or 3 of them. Only people would know that is people that been locked up before. But long story short, when Manny came in, somebody was looking at Manny's sneakers and shit. I'll never forget, Manny had some red Reebok on it. I don't know if everybody remember back in the days when people used to wear Reebok and stuff. Well, he had the red Reebok on. Back then, when you was on Rikers Island, you had to fight to have your sneakers on your feet. You had to fight to have your sneakers on your feet, or any jewelry or anything that was contraband and looked good on an inmate. You had to fight for it. Well, anyway, long story short, Manny had his red Reeboks. So some guy wanted to fight Manny for his sneakers. He wanted to fight Manny for his sneakers. So Manny goes in the bathroom. He's fighting with the guy for his sneakers. The guy didn't end up getting the sneakers. The guy didn't end up getting Manny's sneakers or nothing. So me and Manny became cool after that. I had broke the fight up with Manny and the guy that was fighting him for his sneakers. And me and Manny became cool after that. Manny actually was my bunkie. He was actually my bunkie that slept next to me, but we never really even said nothing to each other until that day when the fight started and I broke it up and everything. Well, from that day on, me and Manny was like this when we was locked up. Ask him, show him my picture. Me and Manny was like this when we was locked up in C-76. We were in March 6th. We was in March 6th together. So we used to work out together in the bathroom and stuff and do dips and push-ups because we was both skinny at that time. And we used to work out every day in the bathroom. He'd hold my legs while I do dips. I hold his legs. And we got Manny ended up going home before I went home. And just to go back, I never knew Manny for, like getting money. I just had met him in jail. I never knew what he was into because Manny's a good kid. He's a good guy. He was a good kid when I met him. He was very good. He's still good, but Manny was a good person when I met him. Very smart, very intelligent dude when I was talking to him. Never said nothing crazy out of his mouth. Well, anyway, we're gonna move it to the streets. Manny was released before I was released. Yeah, Manny was released before I was released. I believe I came home probably about 3 or 4 months after Manny. Manny was from Flatbush. I was from Crown Heights. Well, anyway, when I came home, I know it was in the 90s. I only had a year. When I came home, I had seen Manny. I was standing my block where I used to stay at, which was down on Prospect in Washington. I seen Manny. Manny had pulled up on me. That's when the Accra Legends was out. He had pulled up on me. We talked and everything, and he had gave me his number, and we was talking, and he asked me. He said, you want to come out of town with me? He said, you want to come out of town with me? I wasn't sure. Then he was like, yo, just call me and let me know if you want to come out of town with me. Well, anyway, I had never called Manny and stuff. Moving right along. I ended up finding out that Manny knew Scar. I ended up finding out that Manny knew Scar because Manny had a beauty salon. I found out Manny knew Scar probably like about 2 years later, something like that. But Manny ended up knowing Scar because Scar had a cologne. I don't know how they met or whatever. But Scar had the salon. Manny had a beauty salon. So when I came home together one day, Manny pulled up on Scar, and I seen them talking and everything. I was like, yeah, Scar, where you know him from? And Manny explained to Scar, me and him was locked up together. He good people. You know how that go and stuff like that. So from there, Manny used to invite Scar to a lot of parties. What I'm remembering, he used to invite Scar to a lot of parties and stuff, and we would always go to the parties. Every time I went to the party, I would see Manny, Halley in there, a bunch of other celebrities, but he always invited Scar to the parties and stuff like that. I remember them being cool. Now we're gonna jump to Shine because I don't know of Shine and Manny Halley is still friends today. But one thing that I could vouch, I'm standing tall for Scar, representing Scar right now. One thing that I can vouch is that Shine, when you was in that situation, he was one of the only persons that was trying to get in Scar head for you. Manny Halley, it was the only person that was trying to talk to Scar to help you out if you didn't know that. So I just want you to know that if you never knew that, Manny Halley was the only one trying to help you out when you was in that situation, Sean, if you didn't know that. And that day, he was trying to help you out. He was the only one trying to help you out. And the last time that I saw Manny was the last time he was trying to help you out, Sean. That was the last time I ever seen Manny. He was trying to help you out, and I remember Manny had hit Scar up, and Scar had met up with him. Scar met with him. Allen Iverson, where Scar was staying at in Maryland, Manny wasn't too far because we would end up going right over there. It was an outside venue. They was at some outside venue. So I don't know. I'm not going to discuss the information that was discussed, or whatever. But that was the last time I've known of Scar and Manny communicating at that point. I don't know what happened or whatever, but one thing I can do is tell you, Shine, he was trying to hold you down. Manny was trying to hold you down. I had no idea that you was his artist at that time, but he did trying to hold you down. So from that day on, I don't know what happened with y'all two, and Life went on after that, you know. Now we're gonna get down to the I know I'll be all over the place or whatever, but we're gonna get down to the part because I'm developing a lot of things and I've been sleeping on a lot of things. But we're gonna get down to the part with the when we was down in Maryland because I had it a little mixed up at being that I slept on everything and I have my paperwork. I have SCAR paperwork. I have our paperwork to back up all these faxes. Now, when we got down in Maryland, that's how before we even left New York, SCAR was set up from the chicks down in Maryland. He was set up from the chicks down in Maryland. That's how that whole thing started. One of the females that he was dealing with down there, I don't know him like that. I just knew him from when I would see him, you know. Well, the two chicks he was dealing with down there, those was the original ones that had set SCAR up. What happened with that was one of the chicks' boyfriend ended up getting locked up. One of the chicks' boyfriend was selling heats to the alphabet boys down there. However it was going, they end up locking the girl boyfriend up. So the guy that got locked up, his girlfriend started setting people up. She started setting people up to get him a lesser charge because I believe when they caught the girl boyfriend selling heats to the alphabet boys, I don't know this guy, I don't know none of them, but when they caught them selling guns to the alphabet boy, they tried to use SCAR as a scapegoat to get out of that. That's how SCAR end up. That's how they end up getting onto SCAR because you got to remember, SCAR was moving around New York. He was still going in clubs, but it was the females down in Maryland that set SCAR up, trying to get SCAR locked up on the P Diddy thing, and I guess they was trying to collect some reward or something as well. Well, what the chick did was she took over the job. I don't know what they were selling, the heats or drugs, and she was setting everybody up. She was setting everybody up. These chicks SCAR was dealing with. So what she did when SCAR got locked up, I guess police had ended up getting hold of her for her boyfriend because her boyfriend was working. She was working with them for her boyfriend to get her boyfriend that time cut. Is what I remember. She was working with them to get her boyfriend that time cut, but we would never know it. You would never know it until it's all over with. Well, that's how they end up getting hooked to SCAR because she was paging SCAR. Back then we had pagers. We had pagers, and she kept paging him. She kept paging him, and I'm quite sure that that pager that SCAR had on him is still down in Prince George County, Maryland, to verify everything that I'm up here saying. Well, this female was she kept paging SCAR. She kept paging him, and I'm trying to get my police reports, and she kept saying something like the baby need Pampers, the baby need this or whatever, is what I was seeing in my police reports when I was incarcerated. But that's how SCAR ended up getting locked up down there. The girl was trying to get her boyfriend a time cut, so they gave SCAR out. I don't even know, after she gave SCAR up, did her boyfriend ever get a time cut? I don't know that, but I know it all came from this girl trying to get her boyfriend out of jail, and they brung SCAR in trying to get that reward and all of that. They already had an informant up in New York that was working with him up there, but the girl that was down in Maryland was the whole one that got that whole thing started, and the way she did it, police, if police really wanted to catch SCAR, and catch something, you know what I mean? Like I didn't have no keys to that house. I had no mail come there. My fingerprints wasn't found on nothing in there. I knew nothing about being in there. You dig what I'm saying? I know nothing about anything that was found in the house. So what police tried to do with us was, I guess Scar had a plastic bag that he went in there with. He went in there with a plastic bag. Now, when police is investigating, when police is investigating you, and they already had the house staked out. They seen us go in the house. They seen police had seen us go in the house. They were supposed to, soon as the car had pulled into the parking lot, police was supposed to apprehend as soon as we pulled in. They let Scar go in the house, and that was it with that. Once they went in, and then they go in there and find all this stuff in there. Now they're trying to say, yeah, I brought that stuff down on the highway. No, we didn't bring anything down on the highway, because I wouldn't be that stupid to bring something down on no highway. So that's how that went over. Scar dealing with them females down there. And remind you, he was locked up with he had another female in the house that he was I guess arrested with up in New York. He had a prior case in New York, and he had that chick with him from the prior case in New York. He was still rolling with her. It was just a lot going on at that time, and me, my thing was, I drive truck. I don't know what's going on. And when I come back, I go away for a week or two. I come back. I don't know what's happening. But every time that I did come back, I would call Scar and the guys up, and we would hang out and stuff like that. Now, just like I was telling you, I do have like my paperwork. I have my paperwork, and I also have Scar's paperwork. We're not gonna bring none of that information up. But I just wanted to give y'all some closing on what really happened down there. And I remember the female's name. I remember your names. I don't know much of you, but I remember your names. I remember your names. I'm not going to put your names on here, but I remember your names. And that's how that situation went from there. We end up getting out of all of that stuff. When we end up getting out of all of that stuff, I had end up saying, you know what, I'll just go back to riding trucks and stuff again. And that's what I did. And when we got locked up down there, we had some diamonds and stuff. We had some diamonds and stuff that was never returned to us. Diamond earrings, rings, chains. I had bought my stuff. That stuff was never returned to us. I don't know if the females or whatever ever took it. But that's how stuff goes. Like when you go somewhere, and you step out for a minute and you get locked up, 9 times out of 2, they're gonna get you. You will be got, So that's how that went. We end up getting out of that situation. Scar came home after me. I was home first. Everybody want, when you get caught with stuff like that, everybody want to know. When you take a big hit like that, the first thing that goes through a lot of people's mind is, oh, he had to tell this and that. No, I didn't tell. I even sent my paperwork out to someone, you know what I mean? I sent it to him, and Scar Brother had a copy of my paperwork as well. That's one game we don't play. We don't condone that, But other than that, man, life is great. And, I'll touch up on something. I know I'll be all the way around, and through our course of me being locked up down there, I remember Shirley Mae was arrested too when I was locked up. They had arrested Shirley Mae as well. Shirley Mae was not arrested. I just want to clear this up. Scar mother Shirley Mae, may she rest in peace. May she rest in peace. Shirley Mae was a very beautiful lady. Hold on a second. Y'all. Got somebody on. Hold on. Give me a second. Yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. That was the door. Um, I lost my thought. What I was saying. Just give me a second. Oh, Shirley Mae was arrested on a charge that was totally different. Shirley Mae, because I remember when Shirley Mae had got locked up, because Shirley Mae was one person I used to call every day when I was locked up down there. I spoke with Shirley Mae every day. I would call Shirley Mae to keep in contact with everybody. Shirley Mae was my second mom, whether y'all believe it or not. I've lived with Scar, his brothers, and them, and I don't know. A lot of y'all probably never met Scar's sister, Cookie. He had a sister named Cookie. May Cookie rest in peace too. Cookie was very beautiful, you know. But I've lived with Scar and them for a while. But long story short, while we locked up down there, you know, you got a lot of stuff going on. So Shirley Mae, they end up raiding Shirley Mae. Shirley Mae ends up locked up as well, but Shirley Mae wasn't locked up on what we was locked up on. Shirley Mae was locked up on a gun case that they had caught up in Brooklyn. That's what Shirley Mae was locked up on. You know, and what I always trying to figure out today with that case with Shirley Mae being locked up, um, that incident didn't happen in front of Shirley Mae house. That incident didn't happen in the front of Shirley Mae house. This is, you know, these is all the things I'm trying to figure out why I'm locked up. I'm saying to myself, now I don't got nothing to do with that gun case that Scar had. But for Shirley Mae to go to jail, it's a dirty game. For Scar mom to go to jail, it's a dirty game. You know what I mean? It's a real dirty game when somebody mom go to jail. That's just really messed up. So I'm trying to figure out why I'm locked up. How the hell is Shirley Mae locked up if they didn't pull Shirley Mae over in if they didn't pull Shirley, if they didn't arrest Scar and them, and if they didn't arrest Scar and them in front of Shirley Mae house, how the hell did the cops get to Shirley Mae house? Is what I want to know. You dig what I'm saying? See, the thing with me, man, when I want to know the truth, there's a lot of things I want to know the truth with. They didn't stop that car when they caught that car in front of Shirley Mae house with Scar, the girl, and D inside. I'm not saying who told. I'm not saying this one told. I'm not saying this person told. But what I'm saying is I know I do have common sense. I do have common sense. Now, the car was stopped on Brooklyn Avenue and Atlantic Avenue. So if a car was stopped on Brooklyn Avenue and Atlantic Avenue and a weapon was found inside that car, how did the police get to Shirley Mae's house? Is my question. You understand what I'm saying? How did that even come? How did her house even come about? You understand what I'm saying? How did Shirley Mae house even come about in this? That lady ain't have nothing to do with our street life, with people's street life. Nothing. I ain't pointing no fingers, but I know one thing, man. As much of me going in and out and in and out, police just don't end up somewhere just like that. Police ain't go just flying. Police just don't go to no house for no reason. They got to have probable cause. That was never owned up to. That was never owned up to. You know, it's just a lot of things. It's a lot of things, you know. But we all, just like I said, we all keep striving. It's just that one thing, you know. What I realized, I like the friends that I have better today. Everybody is working, you know what I mean, doing their thing into their kids. Those are the type of people I want to deal with. Those are the type of people I'd rather be around that's doing something for themselves or and stuff like that. But just think back what I'm saying. Anybody that been arrested, just think back to what I'm saying. I'm not trying to be funny. How the hell the cops end up over? How the hell they end up at Shirley May house? You know, and just like I said, I live with Shirley May. Shirley May is a great person. Shirley May was my second mom. Shirley May was my second mom. Stevie, I call Stevie's his name Sos now. He'd probably be pissed off at me, but his name is Sos. But I know about Stevie J, and Scar name was Poochie. That's when I grew up with them. That's when I grew up with them. Then I had to start calling Scar because when I started calling him Poochie, you know how you be used to calling the person one name, he'd start not to like that. He wanted the name to be Scar, so that's his name. But I just want to say something to y'all, all of us with these harsh names out here, Kills, Scar, all these names, Danger, Stranger. Don't expect to hear nothing good when you hear people carrying names like that. Because when we have, carry names like that, you got to live up to them. You know what I mean? You got to live up to them names. At least be repping it halfway or something. You know what I mean? So I don't deprive nobody of their name. People want to stand up and to believe their name, that's their name. You dig what I'm saying? My name is Kills. That's what I wanted my name to be. Kills. Scar name was Scar. That's what he wanted his name to be. Scar. That's just it with everything. We get these names. We try our best to live up to these names. Don't put our names, like that's the names we want to live up to. That's the names some people want to die with. I knew the original 50 Cent, Killer Ben. I knew all of them dudes. Killer Ben and them, they wanted them names. 50 Cent, the real 50 Cent, he wanted that name. Them niggas wanted that name for real, and they lived up to that name. And the way people talk about them today, that's what they want to be heard about them. How they was doing in this game. How they was living, how they was really living. They was down there, they were 50 in them dudes. The real 50 in them dudes, they was putting it down. Them dudes was putting it down. I was a little kid, but I knew what was going on. I watched Eric B. and Rakim and them grow up when I was down in Fort Greene. Supreme Magnetic, Puerto Rican Ty Mel. I know all them dudes. I was too little to understand. They was getting money, so I watched these dudes. I even played dice with the real 50 Cent when I was younger. 14 years old, I played dice with the real 50 Cent. I was scared. I thought he was going to book me. He ain't even booked me. You know what he did? He made me max out on the bets. Shoot it back, shoot it back, shoot it back. That's why I aced out. I don't know what would have happened if I would have won. But I wasn't scared to play. But we're gonna get back on to the Avenue side. Yeah, just like I was telling y'all, Shirley May was my second mom. I knew her very well. She was close to one of Scar baby mothers, which was Blackie. That I'm 100% sure. Her and Blackie, Scar baby mother, was like just very close. I believe I went to Shirley May's funeral. I believe I went to her funeral. But Shirley May did the best she could for all of us. She did the best we could for all of us. Do you think she wanted to see us out there like that? No, that lady didn't want to see none of us out there, especially none of her kids out there like that. But you know how we are when we hit a certain age. We start to talk. We start to, tell our mom, no, this is what you're going to do. When we hit that certain age, we do what we want to do, But she did the best she can do for all of her kids and stuff like that. I've lived with them for a while. One night, Shirley Mae saved my life when I came home from prison. I'll never forget it, yo. Just sitting here thinking about it. Shirley Mae had saved my life one night. I came home from prison. I don't know what was going on. I don't know what was going on. And I know I'm standing by the corner store, right by Scar House, the corner store on St. John's in Washington. They had a corner store that David used to work in, Arab David. Shout out to Arab David. Shout out Arab David. The only Arab that was a cool guy. That was the first Arab I hung out. Dave was cool as hell. You know what I mean? Shout out David. Well, anyway, I'm standing at this corner store. We wasn't even standing at the corner. They had a payphone by that corner store on St. John's in Washington by Scar Mother. I'm standing right there by the payphone, me and D. You know, we standing there one night, and two guys come down. They came from Underhill. You know what I mean? I don't know what was going on. So one guy, he's crying and shit. You know, so my thinking is always fast, and the guy says, "That's him." I don't know what he talking about. Well, long story short, the D's had pulled up. The D's had pulled up at the light. The D's pulled up. They seen the D's. They walked off. So we goes and me and D, we runs, and they walked off, but they just walked off in the cut of St. John's where the D's can't see them, where they could cut through the apartment building's backyard. So they just went like across the street by Betsy in the building. So when the light changed, they pulled off. Me and D, we runs into Shirley Mae house. Shirley Mae opened, I swear to God, Shirley Mae, may her soul rest in peace. Shirley Mae opened that door just in time. Just in time. Shirley Mae opened the door. When Shirley Mae opened the door and we closed Shirley Mae house door, we heard the dudes in the hallway like, yo, where they went? Where they went at? You know what I mean? We was just sitting there listening. And that's when I realized, like, you know what? You out here on the streets for real. You out here on the streets for real. I'm gonna go a little bit into the how I know D-Rock too. I knew D-Rock before I knew Scar, and I know D-Rock from Prospect in Washington. He used to be with a brother named Tucker Love. Rest in peace, Tucker Love. Tucker Love would always come through. And you know, playing around, backing niggas down and stuff. That's how I met D-Rock, and I started busting little 1-2 moves for D-Rock and stuff like that. But I knew D-Rock in them way before I knew Scar. When D-Rock went home from prison, I seen when D-Rock went home from prison to Biggie. We were on the same compound up north. If I would have went over to D-Rock's, if I would have went with D-Rock, I would have been with Biggie and him when I came home. But I went with Gotti. Gotti was with, you know, down with Scar and them. So I went with my team. But if I would have went in D-Rock dorm, because D-Rock was trying to get me to come in this dorm, I would have been definitely with Biggie and him when D-Rock came home. When D-Rock came home, I seen D-Rock on the Music Awards 3 days later from the jail that he had just left me at. Do you know how that feel when you see somebody go home and you see him on the Music Awards and all that? D-Rock looking good on the stage. Shout out D-Rock and stuff like that. But I just had jumped up here for a little bit to talk and you know, to blow a little bit of smoke. I want to say to you too, Manny. Shout out Manny Holloway. You know, you just remember the lockdown. You know, love is appreciated. No bad blood. And I see you doing good out there. Stay up, man. I'm proud of you, brother. You got some of us still out here trying to make it. You know. But I'm going to end this video, and I'll get back up with y'all. Next one I'm going to put up is what it feel like to have a $1 million bail. I ain't going to put up my paperwork. You know what I mean? But I got them facts. You know, I don't know if any of y'all have been in a situation like that, to be locked in prison, not knowing when you're going to get out, or being locked up with no bail. So I could imagine all them people with $1 million bills, or even a $20,000 bill, and they don't know where they're going to get this money from. It's not a good feeling, man, to be locked up like that. $1 million bill for me, where the hell am I gonna get $1 million from? You know something? I was so stupid. Let me just tell y'all something. I was so stupid when I caught that $1 million bill. I really thought I was gonna get bailed out. Serious. That's how I messed up in the head I was. That's how loyal I was. Like, yeah, I'm good for that. I really thought I was gonna get bailed out with that $1 million bill. Next thing you know, weeks go past, months. Now you don't know what they're gonna do. Now you're sitting up that 30 days waiting to see if you're gonna be indicted. You're sitting up, you're waiting. Next thing you know, on the last day, you're indicted. Day 30, you're indicted. They got you thinking all the way up. Well, they don't indict me, I'm gonna go home. That last day, they indict you. They bring you all your charges. 20 years for this one, 30 for this one, 40 years for this one. You ain't thinking about the streets no more. You sitting there, when you're in a situation like that, you're sitting there and you're in a total trance. You can't even, a lot of people that be locked up down there, them dudes had dates. They was going home. They knew when they was gonna go home. I ain't have no date. I ain't know when I was going home. I ain't see no light at the end of the tunnel. I sat there. I dealt with it. I probably can't remember everything, all the details, but I could remember enough. I bet you if I get that guy, I get them damn pages, my damn pager and scarf pager, I can come up with the rest. I can get my police reports. I'm working on those, and I can come up with the rest. I know where I was at before I left New York. I remember before leaving New York, I went to my last party. Which was 95. It was 95 South. But that 95, the new one was not the 95. We went in some little one right next door to it. It's not the new 95 South we went in there. I'm not sure, but it wasn't looking like that. We went in 95 South, but it wasn't that 95, or unless he had did it over. We went there, and then we went and seen Scar Girlfriend. And just like I told y'all, not to keep bringing her name up, but I guarantee you, she can feel like a lot of information that I'm missing. She can fill y'all in on a whole lot more than what I can fill y'all in on. You know what I mean? I'm quite sure she could do that. And that's why I was waiting for her to reach out to me so she could fill some information in. See, one thing about the game, when you're getting that money in this game, you can't spend over $10,000. Always keep that in mind. You cannot spend over $10,000 in this game. That's one thing I could say Scar was smart at. Scar was very smart when it came to that. Scar know not to go buy nothing for $10,000 in his name. He knows not to go buy anything for $10,000 in his name. Anybody goes and buys $10,000 with something in their name, you know what time it is. Who has he learned that from? Who have we learned that from? Not to ever go buy something over $10,000 in your name. They learned that from Phil. Never go buy something over $10,000 in your name. So that means if you got $20,000, I don't care if you got $100,000, you cannot go buy nothing for $10,000 in your name at these businesses. That's just the way the game is. That's what Scar, what I would see him, that's where the women coming into play. The good credit, stuff like that. That's the only way you can spend that type of money. Other than that, you can't spend that type of money if you ain't got nothing to back it up. That's just a known fact. I want to give a shout out to everybody out there though. And I know my videos might be a little crazy at times. I'm a little crazy myself at times. But at least I know, I do take time out and put a little time into this camera. I want to give a shout out to the whole Crown Heights. That's for sure. Shout out to everybody out there. Shout out to everybody that take time and watches the videos. And I hope y'all are all in good Christmas spirits. If you're not, you better get to it. You better get into it. It's like I told you, the kids ain't got nothing to do with this. You got to get out there. But just when you go out there, one thing about when you go out there, you always got to add yourself into when you go out there. Always make sure you do something for yourself when you go out there. And then you'll be happy when you got to go out there. Right now, I'm just chilling, I'm fine. I ain't rich, but I'm fine. I can make it. You know what I mean? I just rather utilize my time the way that I utilize it. But with that being said, we're gonna jump back on with some more videos, and appreciate all of y'all. And just like I told y'all, I'm gonna have my sent away from my police reports, and I don't have all the answers that people want, but I'm quite sure when I meet up, if I ever do get a chance to meet up with Scar ex-girlfriend, she will give me a lot of insight on things that a lot of people didn't give me insight on. See that, and when I get insight on some things that I didn't get insight on, then that would, for the people that feel some way towards me now, that would be my reason to feel some way towards you. Once I get some insight on her, on insight that I didn't have insight on and that you had insight on. So that's why I just sit back and let motherfucker get stupid. And you know what I mean? Because once I find out, you dig what I'm saying, that she has insight, and then her insight collaborates with your insight and all that, it ain't nothing you can really say to defend yourself at that point. There's nothing you can say to defend your sight of her insight, of her, she's saying, well, this one knew about it, and this one knew about this, and this one knew about that. Then what you gonna say then? Because I will approach. I will approach. So that's my main reason in wanting to see her. She could give me some insight. She could give you a lot of y'all some insight. There ain't no beef with her, but you can't. I'm just telling you something. You can't take some of your people's word. You cannot take some of your people's word. Trust me when I tell you. Right now, at this point in my life, I'd rather hear from her right now. Because you can't take some of your people's word. So that's where I'm at with that. Other than that, man, like I'm good. You know what I mean? I'm all right. But I'm from here on out, man. I'm not putting no more. I'm putting what I put here is gonna be knowledge. I don't believe in putting garbage here, processing garbage in my brains. Even when I get up here and talk, I probably don't even talk the words the way present them the way that y'all want them presented, but I'm getting them out the best way I know how. And another thing is that, I'm not used to sitting in front of this camera, but I bet your ass you sit me in front of somebody, I'll come straight with these words. See, this computer, when I sit here talking to this camera ain't talking back to me when I talk. I'm just talking into this camera. And for the people that is upset, with any one of us or any one of the crew members for speaking our truth, they know why they upset. For anyone that is upset, and for anyone that does feel some type of way, they know why they upset. I just don't have the reason from her yet, from Scar X Girl, to give me a reason to be upset with them. You know what I mean? If we're going to play, we're going to play for real. Right now, I'm playing by my game and my rules. That's it. Other than that, life going to go on. You got to, and one thing that I want to say, man, when you know you right about something, don't worry about the way people feel about it. When you know you are right about something, you can't worry about the way people feel about it. I loved everybody, man. I treat everybody right. That's it. No nigga can say, yo, Kills went and did this and did this and did that and did this and did that. No. But I don't hear nobody saying they did this and did that and did this to Kills. But Kills speak the truth. Kills did this and did that and did that. God, go ahead, man. That's, it was a lot of things. Some people don't witness nothing wrong until it's happening to them. Nothing wrong until it happened to them. Yeah. And jumping back on Manny, right? Jump would have took me under his wing. Scott probably would have been pissed off as hell with me, man. That's why I believe Manny Holloway really never said, yo, when he knew, before he knew that I knew Scott, he was offering me to come out. But once that he knew I knew him, I guess Manny probably felt like, yo, you know what? Me and Scott cool. I ain't gonna, mess with his boy or whatever. Everybody's cool. Everybody's cool. We all cool. But just because we all cool don't mean we all condone the same thing. Other than that, I love my nigga, man. I love him. I loved all of us. Some of us still standing. Well, I'm gonna end this video. Until next time, I want to thank y'all for I want to thank y'all for watching this video. That's what I first want to do. I also want y'all to subscribe to this channel. Just like I told y'all before, I know my content ain't all that, but guess what though? At least your boy up here. At least your boy up here. At least your boy up here. I got my little numbers where I get my little pointers from. And this ain't, just like I said, this ain't easy doing this. See if one of y'all could pick up the camera that never did this before. And I've been talking in this camera for almost 50 minutes now. And just start talking to something that don't talk back to you. So until next time, y'all, I appreciate all of y'all. I appreciate all of y'all that watched the video. I appreciate all y'all that hate me. I appreciate all y'all that like me. When you walk in peace, you don't let things bother you. Everybody walks with their own set of demons. Y'all stay up out there and don't let nobody bamboozle you or hoodwink you. And don't let nobody run you around. Don't let nobody run you around. You got to remember, you the king. Till next time, peace.